All right, well, we got a couple people here. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna, I guess, bring the screen up here, and then we'll just gonna keep an eye on the chat and see if anybody else shows up. I'm doing this over Wi-Fi, so let me know if the bit rate looks like crap. And if it does, I'll plug in the Ethernet. How's the audio and everything? I'm not wearing headphones. Clearly, I don't feel like doing it today. I don't need them. I don't need them to hear myself talk. I'm too tired. So I think, since Hostler's work was lost, I still have the work from Willie's here. So I think I'm just going to work off of that. See how we do. I'll probably only be streaming for maybe an hour. I'm freaking beat. So exhausted. This commute is just killing me. I just want to go to bed. Wife and I have not been sleeping very well. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here. Sounds good. Okay. So I didn't spend a whole lot of time checking this out since the last time. So we got a lot of buildings down. I think so, Willie's, this was like your last big project was this auto plant over here. Definitely like how that looks. Lots of nice little details. So I gotta decide what I'm gonna work on tonight. This is gonna be tough. I see a lot of buildings. Lots of assets to choose from. I think when I left off last time, I was kind of working over here. And I had an idea for sort of a big factory alleyway. So I might continue with that. I got a dry nose, very itchy, sorry. Not picking my nose, I'm just scratching it, swear to God. Kit Bash-O-Rama, yeah, that is correct. This is what this whole route is gonna be. It's just a big kit bashing experiment. I love it. So I think, yeah, I'm just gonna keep going with this. Turn that off. I gotta decide here what I'm doing. You know, I should bring up the track plan as well. Let me do that. So then I got something to look at least. Man, I really got to get a streaming computer set up because this is like so taxing on my rig to be doing all this on one thing here. All right, let's see. Let's pop this out so I could actually look. Zoom in. Let's put that over there. All right, so zoom in again. So let's see if I can kind of get. So I think this is supposed to be. I know I named a few of these things here. Let's take a look. I used to be able to use the D-pad to move around in the mini-map, and I don't know why they got rid of that. It's kind of annoying. Let's see. Biffit Lumber. Where are we facing? We're facing north. Biffit Lumber on the map here. Oh, I'm so turned around. We really altered this track plan, didn't we? Let's see. Oh, Biffit Lumber. Okay, I see. So this is supposed to be a couple of warehouses, an appliance distributor. I think this is supposed to be Locust Street. I'm just trying to get an idea of what I'm supposed to be doing here. Capital Beer Distributors, I think. Okay, so I think Shadbolt and Boyd would be over here. Milwaukee Lace and Paper. Tews, Lime, and Cement, I think is actually supposed to be right here. And then, all right, so Central Ice and Cold Storage. Let's call this the Capital Beer Distributors, even though I don't think that that's that. Warehouse, Tracks Bar. Oh, maybe Capital Beer Distributors is supposed to be... It goes the other way. Supposed to be right here. I think that that makes sense. So we'll start with that. Let me minimize this. What's up, Swirly Trainz? Doing all right. I'm really tired. I'm exhausted. So I'm going to try to hang out for maybe about an hour or so. Oh, we'll see how this goes. I think, Swirly Trainz, are you... Which tier are you in? I forgot. Remind me. Because I think if you're in the top tier, the executive tier, you'll get your hands on this route next as well. So let's see. I'm thinking. Just want to make sure I have a habit of making sure that I'm on the right layer. I remember putting this down. I like this idea of having like this big, sort of deep alleyway of buildings here. You put this down as an idea. Okay, I'm all right with it. I think that that's fine. Works for me. Trying to think about how we can kind of fudge this a little bit. Maybe we don't want to use that building. I know that there was a couple other in this realm too that are pretty big. I forgot what they're called. Just want to see if there's anything like locally nearby. Doesn't look like it. What is this? No. I want a nice big warehouse. That's what I'm looking for. What is this? Sign. Some kind of gas station sign. All right, so nothing there. So let's see. What about this? I think that's part of that building, so we're not going to use that. What about this guy? This guy's not too bad. Could probably use him over here, and then we're gonna kind of just gonna spitball this before I lock anything in. I'd like to maybe get some of this area done tonight while I can. That looks a little too modern. What about these guys? This is pretty nice. Does this have a loading dock? Not really. Let's see here. Sorry if I'm moving the camera around really rapidly. This is kind of how I get into it sometimes. Let's make sure this guy is right. Something like that. I wonder if we can add, maybe there's like a loading dock asset or something like that. I think we can kind of slap on there. That might work out nice. And then that's part of that. Oh, and it says brewery too. That works out even better. Like that. Oh, Swirly Trainz is I am afraid of bubbles. Oh, okay. Let me I was wondering about that. Let me promote you into, we have a section of the Discord specifically for patrons. I gotta find it. Let me do that before I forget about it though. know if you guys hear those trains out there going by. It's rush hour. Afraid of bubbles. Okay, here we go. Put you into engineer. All right, there you go. Oh, what's up, Hostler? Welcome to the stream. 6 people watching. Big stream tonight, guys. Big stream. All right, so let's see. Just want to make sure the track works for what I want. All right. Looks kind of neat. I like that. What happened to our track over here? That's not... I guess that doesn't bother me too much, the fact that it goes out and back. That's kind of realistic. Usually I like it being really nice and smooth, kind of like this, but I guess that's not so bad. Okay, so we got that going. Let's see if we can find a loading dock asset and kind of kit bash this. So tell me in the chat here what you guys think about this idea that I have. I don't know if it's gonna work, or how well or how not well it might work, but I was thinking about, instead of doing this on YouTube when like I do like this special monthly stream, I was thinking about doing it right in Discord and doing a that might work. Doing like a group chat, like a group call basically, and then I can do like basically a screen share, and you know, if you want to be on voice, you can be on voice, and then you can actually ask me questions and we can kind of chat and hang out, rather than me just sort of like how we do the normal Wednesday hangout in the voice chat, but instead we'll do like a screen share with it. But you have to be on Discord, and you have to be in the I actually like that a lot. You have to be in the call in order to see and chat. Let me know what you think about that, because that's what I was gonna try to do tonight, but I know so like Swirly Trainz, you didn't have the right role, and I kind of had a feeling that you didn't have the right role, because you had messaged me on Patreon asking for the link to the Discord. So if you didn't enter Discord through the link that Patreon gives you, then you don't get automatically assigned the role. But I don't want to leave anybody out. So if somebody who is a patron and is in one of the 2 tiers or 3 tiers or whatever it is that allows for that the benefit is to kind of hang out in this chat, I don't want them to be left out, because obviously you guys are paying for this sort of thing. So make sure that everybody gets what they're paying for, or what they're contributing to, so on and so forth. Let's see. I don't know. Let's put this over here. Oh man, you lost your main central route? Jeez. The curse of the main central. It's just not meant to be. Let's see what this guy looks like over here too. Sometimes I just got to start getting the general shape of the area down. All right, you guys are into Discord. All right, so that's going to be a little bit of extra work on my end to make sure that everybody's got the right roles and stuff, but I think that it might be more beneficial, so that way I don't have to keep like dividing my attention and looking over at the screen. We could all just kind of chat and talk and hang out and whatever. I think that might be more fun. But I think there's a limit. I don't know how many people can be in that chat, so. And I guess the other downside to that is that there's no playback. So if you miss it, if you can't be there, then it's gone. There's no, you know, when I do it on YouTube, at least the playback sticks around for a little bit. All right, so we got that. That's kind of shaping up a little bit. I want to see, I'm going to go back to the map and look and see what this triple track thing is supposed to be. Says Humboldt Yard, so it's just a yard. And there's supposed to be a viaduct over top of this. Humboldt Boulevard. Oh no, North Avenue Viaduct. So let's just kind of rough that in. I think there was some cool Sam stuff here. Let's see what this looks like. Let's raise this up to like a reasonable height. I don't know how I feel about that. This one might be a little bit more interesting. Hello, delete. There we go. Jeez. What's this one look like? I remember there being something, one of these that I really liked. This one's not bad. And I think we could just lay the road on top of that. This is a bit different. That's more of a bridge. Oh, it does say bridge. Okay. Just curious. See what this one looks like. That's kind of cool. So this is like a narrower version of that. Let's go with the fatter one. Kind of feeling that. All right, so let's see. I don't know how we're gonna make this work, but I'll figure it out. So this is supposed to kind of cut up like this way. So we'll see. Let me check that again, what the track plan says. Oh, so it does show it going over top of these last few yard tracks here, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that. I don't think the spans are big enough. We can kind of get close. Of course, I'm right at that spot where it wants to make a new mesh. It's kind of tight. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of it running parallel with this building. So let's see if we can make that work. And I don't know how that this is gonna I don't know how this is gonna link up with everything else, but we'll see. We'll make it work. Just don't know about that angle. I guess that might have to do. We can cut it a little bit. Maybe that's wide enough. I don't know. Let's get the height where we want it. Oops. So let's see. By the way, if I don't stream for too long tonight, I might try and do this again tomorrow night. If I end up kind of cutting this short because I'm tired. So I might do a little bit tonight and then do a little bit more work tomorrow night. I think that's kind of what I might do. We'll see. I could adjust the track. But it's not. Let's see what it looks like with some boxcars with a train. I think it's going to be too tight, but It's not at all unlike reality to squeeze the... Oh, come on, compiling scripts, jeez. Come on, here we go. Yeah, that's pushing it right there. No, I don't want that boxcar. Where's the good boxcar? This one. Yeah, that's pushing it a little bit too close, I think. All right, so let's come up with a solution for this. Well, here's what we could do. We can move this industry a little tiny bit. So I kind of like the idea, the look of the industry kind of being parallel with this road. So let's, what if we did this? Man, these splines don't want to work with me tonight. So let's get this, let's get the road the way that we want it. Maybe we want to go more this way. I think this is going to be a much better solution. All right, mesh, just work with me here. But now we're going to run into these tracks. I guess alternatively, we don't have to go that way. We can come from over here. That might be more interesting. Go between the buildings. Yeah. Yeah, this might work better. Let's get this where we want it. But then it's not gonna be parallel with the building. Whoa. Just trying to just roughing this out. It's not too bad. And then can we swing this even? I wish the spline points, like when you connected another spline point, it would be the right freaking height. So we can adjust these tracks. We could shorten them a little bit or whatever. Just cut them a little bit short. So that kind of works. It's kind of viaduct, like zigzagging through here. That's cool. That kind of reminds me of the Brooklyn Queens Expressway here in New York City. Now let's look at that. Let's look at that. I should keep that engine and those boxcars nearby just so I have them. I feel like that this bridge is a little high, so I'm going to lower it a tiny bit. So let's go. I don't know, let's try that. All right, let's adjust our trackage. All right, now you know what I should have checked already was what road we can put on here that'll look like halfway decent. Let's try these Ashto. I guess it would probably be a 40-foot. Dash. Did I pass it? Where's the double yellow with the... There we go. This is always fun, this part. Will it work? If we line it up perfectly, maybe it might clip just right. That actually might do the job. It's going to be a pain to relay the rest of it. But I think if we go... I'm going to have to do it this way so that I can line it up perfectly. Because these spline points are going to have to match up like right over top of each other in order to work. So what I'm going to do is lay out the rest of the road. I'm holding shift so that I don't accidentally connect the spline points. And then I'm going to straighten the parts that need to be straightened. Like that. And then I'm going to add the height next. Let me go wide so I don't have to move as much. Sorry. I'm sure YouTube just loves the amount of movement that I'm throwing in here. So now what we got to do is somehow grab the right spline points and match them up pretty much exactly. And in theory, everything should match up really nicely. And that was beautiful, beautiful dumb luck. That's really lucky that road is exactly the right road to go on top of this thing, and it fits perfect, and it looks pretty good. It really doesn't look bad. I like that. Maybe we could put up some guardrails or something like that too, so it's not just kind of exposed. How would we do that, Joe? Let's think about that. Oh, I gotta get this heating pad right where I need it on my shoulder. It's all screwed up again. So let's see. Do we want to put guardrails or do we want jersey barricades? What would we have? What would we have back in the 60s or 70s? I guess we'll try the... I never knew what the difference is between these two, JR Crash Barrier NP and Style 1. Because I got both of them and they look exactly the same to me. I don't know. Do they have the same QID? Oh, they're made by different people even. Yeah, I have no idea what the difference is between the two. So I'm going to try to do this. I'm probably going to regret this decision, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a new layer and call it details. And I'm going to lock these other layers. So now I shouldn't be able to accidentally move any of this. So I'm clicking. So we'll just do kind of the same thing. We'll rough it in, and then we'll move it into place. Straighten the bits that need to be straightened. Right, and then I don't know if this is going to be the right height exactly. We might have to go a little bit higher. That actually might be okay. I'm going to say that's good. good enough for me. So I'm just gonna line that up. And then whichever one of you guys works on this next, we'll have a jolly good time trying to match this. And in theory, once again, as long as everything kind of gets put into place properly, we should line up fine with just some slight modifications. Let's take a look. So I see a little bit sticking out. We could fix that. A little bit sticking out over here too. So just some fine tuning. It's not so bad. And I'm not gonna be super worried if it's like, oh, now the road is sticking out on this side a little tiny bit. All right, let me fix that too. Feel free to yell at me in the chat there if I'm messing around with this for too long. It's because it became unstraightened. There we go. So I must have whacked something accidentally. Looks all right to me. I mean, if it's not perfect, I'm really not too concerned. As long as it's not, as long as the mesh isn't like sticking out, which it looks fine. All right, so we'll just do one on the other side. So we have to run it the other way. Remarkable how well that has worked. And I think a lot of these things, from what I've seen, like in New York, are just kind of like flyways to get over industrial areas, and then this would be back to ground level pretty quickly. So that's something that we could do as well. Straighten that, straighten that, straighten that. I think, in my opinion, the key to really nice curves is to always use straight splines someplace. Because it helps it curve more smoothly. So this is, again, just kind of like rough guessing. I guess this isn't like a terribly painstaking work. I mean, maybe it is for you to watch, but it's a little bit of extra work. But I think that this bridge is really nice. I think it's worth it. I think I've been holding on to this asset since the P&B for like months, just waiting for like a good use for it. And this seems like a great application. That looks good. Sticking out a little tiny bit there. Yeah, all right, that's good enough. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's got a pretty cool industrial feel to it. I like that. All right, so I like that. Cool, yeah, and I mean, if we want to do something crazy, we could kind of extend this yard. You know, I've definitely seen instances where the yard might wrap, you know. We could even, I don't know, you know what, let's do it. I'm gonna do that because I like the way that looks as opposed to just keeping it completely parallel through here. Let's make something, yeah, because it's 3 tracks. We can do this. Let's get it where we want it. You know what? It might be a little bit too tight. Well, let's try it. Why not? Just to have a little bit of funkiness to it. I like a little bit of funkiness. This route's got some cool funkiness. Let's keep it funky. I'm into it. It's different. See, what I like about the yard tracks kind of going underneath this is, again, going to like my metaphorical stories, is that, you know, I kind of picture just driving in a car over that bridge and looking down and seeing all the freight cars just underneath the bridge. I like that idea. There's a spot in Brooklyn, out in Bay Ridge. I used to live out in Bay Ridge, and right up by the Brooklyn Army Terminal, that's kind of similar to this, where the BQE kind of bypasses over the old Brooklyn Army Terminal rail yard there, and they still switch freight there onto rail barges, no less. And I used to take my bike over there and watch them do some switching from the highway overpass. So it kind of gives me that sort of nostalgia feeling. Oh, Joe. Oh, layers. Yes, layers. Once again, we forget to do that because N3V can't make this just a tab that you can lock out so you know what your what layer you're on. That's right. We can go easily enough. Switch it back. All right, so now we can actually run the right thing. There we go. So that's straight. That needs to be straight. So I think that might work. And then obviously we're going to delete these. I'm just using them as tangential spots. That's straight. That's straight. Let's just go ahead and delete that. We got an undo button. We could utilize that. Oh, and then we got to come from here. So we'll go up a little bit further. Go to about there. Straighten that. Let's just take a look. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool. Let's do this. So let's just bring this. Where do we want to do this? Maybe here on this section. I'm not going to extend it this whole length, but just want to get a feel. This is where it might get a little bit tight. That might be a bit much. Maybe not. You know what? I kind of like it. We'll test it with some track and see, or with some track. We'll test it with the train and see. So let's see. Then this one will be here. Go there. Oh, actually, it would go a little bit further, I think. Go there and then over here. Then you got to use that straighten tool. Fixes everything. I'll leave that. And then we can go from here to here. That's straight and good. And then that's good. Delete, 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 delete. Now that looks cool. Now that's got a little character to it. I like it. So let's just make sure it doesn't look terrible with the trains. I mean, this curve doesn't worry me. This seems pretty fine. That looks fine to me. I mean, you guys, I know, Hostler, you work with the real deal. Let me know if I'm if I'm making any of these curves a little bit too tight. This is a little bit tight. Doesn't seem awful though. Yeah, I don't know. I think that works fine. All right, so we can leave that there. Willie's asking, did I get the frogs incorrectly? Oh yeah, you put frogs all over the place, didn't you? It looks right. Yeah, that's good. That's right. I forgot that you took the time to do all that. Yeah, this is cool. I like that. It's got some character to it. All right, so back to kind of got off top or off track, sidetracked a little bit. We're working over here. So let's get our roads laid out. I always like figuring out where the buildings are going to be, and then you know, you got to work in, because that's part of that building. You got to work in your infrastructure, you know, the roadway networks and all that, and figure out how it's all going to get set up. Let's move this stuff out of the way. So I'm thinking of cutting a road sort of down the grid this way. We can move this building out of the way as well. Maybe not there. Maybe it goes up this way. It'd be kind of cool if it went underneath the bridge here, the viaduct. Maybe we could do that. We can have like another, maybe there would be another road going like this. Again, I'm just kind of like roughing stuff in and feeling out how the shape of it is going to look. It's not like a grid, you know, grid at city streets or anything like that. And then we would have, probably we could put another couple buildings over here and have a parking lot over here. So let's try that. Let me fill this in a little bit, just so I'm not looking at the grid. Grid gives me anxiety. It's like a blank page staring at me, full of all the things that I could put on it, but all the things that I might not put on it. Too many possibilities. All right, so this is the area we're going to be working on between tonight and possibly tomorrow night, if I can get my butt on tomorrow. So I'm thinking this would probably be kind of a busy area, right? So I'm almost wondering, so this guy's got sort of a similar angle. It's on the wrong side. I'm kind of like looking at this wedge here, and I was thinking maybe that would work with the way this road is, but it's on the wrong side. So what if there was something, can't do that there. I mean, maybe a big factory like this lives just kind of in the background over here. Just one of those big warehouses that's just kind of right off the road. Maybe it doesn't have any rail service. Got a lot of truck service. I don't know. It's kind of cool. Fills in the area a bit. I want more brick stuff though. That's the thing. Let me zip around and see what other buildings we have to pick from. I'm gonna zoom out. A lot of these FMA buildings they're pretty nice. I don't mind this guy, so I might throw this guy over here someplace. And I'm thinking about combining some of these buildings to make bigger buildings. Like, we really need in this game some much bigger footprint buildings. Like, a lot of these things are really not that big. And I think in real life, they, you know, these buildings would be huge. Big factories. These are nice over here. This is all one building, though, I think. All right, so let's see what we can do over here with this. Let's slap this guy down, too. What was it? Was my stream... When was I talking about the rooftop details? Was that during a stream? Or was I just talking about that on a chat with you guys? I don't even remember anymore. Like, a building like this absolutely needs rooftop details. Like, that... We got to do something about that. Like, it's awful. But again, I guess that goes back to me playing this game from a bird's eye view, and I'm like the only person who does that apparently. Let's see if we got. Let's just look up brick, and I'm just gonna thumb through all this and see if anything catches my eye. And chances are, not much will, because I've done this before. There's some, these, you know what, like, these are super, super plain. Like, super plain, but somehow they don't really bother me too much. Like, I think if you spruce them up with like some decent details around them, they're actually not terrible. They're extremely plain and lack a lot of character, but if you throw some stuff around them, I think they're all right. Birdman, yeah, they call me Birdman, it's fine. What do we got here? All right, so now this is what I'm talking about. Something like this. Like that. I don't know why. I just like playing from the bird's eye view. I mean, part of it is just because the camera is connected to your mouse point. It's just really irritating to get down to ground level and try and get a shot. And it's like you hit a piece of terrain and then your camera like bounces off the terrain and like you can't get where you want. It's just really irritating to me. Like, I want to feel like I've got feet on the ground, or like I'm in a drone, you know, and I can kind of move where I want to move in all dimensions without any inhibitions. Supposedly, there is a proper camera coming to Trainz. Don't quote me on it specifically, but I have heard that there is a proper camera in the works. I don't know if that means that it's for Trainz 19 or if it's... where'd my mouse go? There we go. If it's for Trainz 19 or, I don't know, whatever their next version of the game is going to be, I have no idea. But supposedly, we might actually get a proper camera. Oh, these all suck. Every one of these. Not every one of them. Most of them. Brick house, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Brick chimney, yes. This is what I used on the debev, I think. Yeah, definitely. All right, so there's nothing there. All right, let's... What else do we have? Industry. Industry. I want to see if there's anything else. Sometimes if you just look under... See, I remember these things. Oh, no, not this. That's a steel industry. There was some other, like, big buildings. It's not even that big. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see, what time is it? 8:26. I'm gonna post the link to this in the general Patreon Discord chat and see if we can get a couple more people in here for at least another 20 minutes before I call it quits. I'm gonna paste it in at the controls. And just do a little at here. All right, so might have a couple more people pop in, but for now, let's do something like this. We're gonna double this guy. So, you know what makes this game kind of difficult as compared to a game like, say, City Skylines, is that, like, we're not thinking too much about, like, oh, is this the industrial area versus the commercial area versus the residential area, like what the zoning is and stuff like that. It's kind of like, just kind of like fill up the space. I'm going to double this guy too, I think. See, look how small this little brick building is. Like, it just feels like out of scale, like way too small. That's okay. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna move him. I kind of like the idea of maybe having him on the angle with the road. So let's see if we can match that up. I think he's backwards, but kind of all right with that. I also struggle with how close to put these sorts of buildings to the roadway, like what their footprint is going to be exactly. All right, so we got this guy. Where do we want him? I want to use this. Oh, this is that weird building that's got this little kink in it. I'm not going to use you. I'll use you, I guess. I'll put that here, I guess. Or you know what? Let's flip that maybe this way. Now I feel like this is empty. You know what? Let's do this even. Let's double it up. All right, that's not looking too bad. Could even, can we do that successfully? No, I was just trying to get rid of the little bit of clipping that I'm seeing there. It's not bad. We could put something on top of it, like a, I don't know, something. LTG, I opened up the stream to the rest of the patrons after, I don't know, I've been streaming for almost an hour now, so figured we'd get a couple more people in here. I'm only going to stream probably for another 20 minutes or so. But I think that that's something that I'll do going forward. If I do some longer streams, I'll start off with just the top tier patron people and do a stream with just them, and then maybe open it up to the rest of the patrons, and then maybe go public with it. I don't know. Depends. I don't have any free time anymore, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. All right, that's cool. Let's try taking this. Let's do this. Squeeze a road in there. Not going to be any good way to hide an edge there, but We'll just live with it. It's fine. Oh, wait. So this is... What level is that? Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that, the Z fighting. Did that adjust? So you guys in the other tiers, you can watch, but you can't get your paws on this route. This is our route. All right, that's cool. Let's throw some power lines down it too. Always a nice touch. Maybe, ooh, I didn't want to do that. Save quick. Let's see. So I'm gonna see save new route. This is gonna be airline AM 3 6 19. That's a 9, not a 3. Okay. Saving. Okay, there we go. All right. This is cool. I like this sort of alleyway we got forming here. Let's do this. Sometimes I just like putting stuff down as I see them. And I see bumpers. Well, I see the lack of bumpers. Cool. All right, that looks neat. Details. I gotta think about this here. Let's do a fence. Do a fence over there. We'll do a little bit of scenicking before I kick the bucket here for the night. Maybe we don't really need to do like scenicking. Let's just kind of clean this up a little tiny bit here. Do a little over here too. I always like when the pavement goes like right up to the edge of the like industrial tracks. I think that looks really cool. We could even, I was gonna say we could even kind of adjust the terrain height a little tiny bit, but that might be too excessive. Uh-oh. There we go. Goes the train to Penn Station. I was looking at photos of the real Milwaukee line. I mean, there was like no ballast in a lot of areas. Tracks were just kind of like in the dirt, in the pavement. It was just, they were broke. Come on. So it's kind of cool to try to recreate that a little bit. What we could do is, so it's not so lumpy, we can kind of bring this out into the parking lot a little tiny bit. Sort of smoothing it into the lot. And it won't stick out too much. I like that. So let's see. Oh, the good old terrain lag, whatever. Give me the color that I want. Let's see, I want this. We're gonna just dirty it up a little bit. Dirty up the side of the main line. Is my mouse really loud? Can you guys hear it like clicking? I'm just curious. Not that I don't really care or whatever. I'm just curious if it's that loud that my mic is picking up on it, because I bought a brand new mouse and it's very, very snappy, clicky soundy to me. Merva 10. This might be too bright for some of this, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Now I gotta remember what assets we were using. I'm just gonna use the Git tool, but I'm trying to remember. I think, did we have like a grass spline that we were using? Yeah, we did. JVC grass Q spline. Yeah, this one's nice. I gotta make use of this thing. This one a little bit more on some of my future projects. Thinking. All right, that's kind of cool. And then we had like a lot of these like little guys. Right, so I'm just gonna, I don't want to say spam them in, but I'm gonna just kind of splotch a couple here and there. So that's a bigger one. I want to use a bigger one. So 11 was small. Are these different colors? That one's a little bit bigger. I forgot how this works. Oh, it's A. It's the A. A is the small ones, right? Yeah. No. I forgot how this works. Yeah, A is small. Just want to make sure I get some variety in here. What about, I don't have C. 13B. You're a cutie. There you go. Get over there. I want that one moved. Yeah, and then we could always do, my favorite thing to do lately is to take these things and then kind of drop them down. And then you get some nice little vegetation that kind of peaks up. Gives you just a little bit more texture. And you don't have to use the whole stupid thing. 29B. So is that a big one or a little one? So now that one's a big one. All right. Maybe I don't know how this system works. I forgot. That's a D. That's not bad. I don't want to go I don't want to have too much of these. Kind of like clip them together a little bit. Missing something though. It feels forced. Feels a little bit forced. Maybe it's because I could do a little bit of broken pavement. It's always helpful in these areas. And of course, all sorts of litter and crap is also helpful. Have any newspapers nearby? I'm just trying to save myself from having to type it in. And we'll just throw a couple around. Usually kind of accumulate like around the buildings and stuff like that. Maybe one there. What other shrubs and stuff were we using? Let me look. Oh, the good old plywood too. That's always nice. JR plywood. 2x4 pile, rather, not plywood. See, my brain is just not working. Oh, these little tufts are nice too. So maybe we'll grab some of that. Yeah, I don't know about all these shrubs here. Let's move this stuff here. I think it might be too much. I think they're a little too big for like being right up next to the road. Maybe we adjust our grass to a little tiny bit. Too much grass, maybe. All right, that's feeling all right. And I think we'll do just a little bit of texturing. Come on, there we go. So I'll throw a little bit over here. Then I think this area is probably going to be populated with some trailers and maybe I have to think about what else I could put in there. Oh, you know what would be a nice little accessory here would be a fence. Just a short section of fence. I always forget what fence I use. I end up like thumbing through this whole thing. I think it's just mesh. What is it? Mesh fence or something? We'll do rusty. Oh, it's got to be this. Mesh fence. Rusty. So maybe just like I feel like just a something like this. Almost just like a property line sort of thing. Yeah, that definitely feels a lot better. Yeah, all right, I'm liking that. Let's hide that. That looks cool. All right, well, I think that that's actually going to do it for me tonight. I'm beat. I got to go shower. I want to lay down. Try to get some sleep because I haven't been sleeping very well, but I'm going to try to do this tomorrow. If I do it tomorrow, I'll put, like, once again, I'll put the link for it in the, at the controls. I'll just put it right in for all patrons. I'm sorry I'm cutting this a little bit short tonight, but I'm just beat. I just wanted to squeeze in what I could, and I'll try to get some more work done tomorrow. What am I doing? Override existing. Yes, all that. Try to get some more work done tomorrow. It would be nice that by the time I pass this back off to whoever is next in line, this is kind of like the area that I would like to finish. Maybe from this little viaduct that we put in here over to here. This is the section that I want to have done by the time I pass it off. So maybe tomorrow night, hopefully if I can get out of work and catch the 6:03 train again, I can get back on here at about 7:30 and jump back in and we can kind of finish off this section. But I think that'll be all for this evening, and I'll let you guys know about tomorrow, probably tomorrow. So thanks for hanging. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.